Lacrosse in the Dallas area is growing faster than any other sport. It's only a matter of time. You're going to see this thing explode.
I think Dallas has become a powerhouse city for lacrosse for a couple different reasons. I think the quality of the athlete here is, big compared to other places. Obviously, the sport of football, rich history here, guys converting from football to lacrosse.
Athletic, plain and simple. We have the best athletes in the country, hands down.
You're definitely starting to see Texas athletes being picked up because the athlete there is bar none better than anywhere I've ever seen it. So when there are events, I think these coaches, these Division I coaches are flying in and they're seeing all the talent level there in Texas.
The sports facilities and the level of coaching and the dedication here is probably the best I've ever seen. And so, getting those kids who might not have been exposed to the sport but are incredible athletes get a stick in their hand, get some great coaching, and all of a sudden you start turning out some really, really talented athletes, and it's been a big part of the sport growing here.
Get things dialed in, everybody be a threat, get everybody a touch first, and then we're attacking. Okay? Hey, I want to take it to defense right now. Let's go, boys. Bring it up, bring it up. Hey, Gino's on 3. 1, 2, 3. Gino's!
It was kind of interesting going to this new state I've never been to, and a state such as Texas. I didn't think there was a lot of lacrosse, but when I got there, the sport's exploding there in the Midwest, and it's getting huge in the Dallas area. There's
a lot of organizations in town trying to do their best to get it in the hands of kids everywhere, and the Rattlers obviously a part of that. The Bridge Lacrosse guys here are doing a great job, and so I think the exposure has been a big part of the growth and the interest level around the city and the lacrosse community.
Bridge Lacrosse is a nonprofit based here in Dallas, Texas that take urban players from around the area that can't afford to play lacrosse and gives them a chance to get a stick in their hand and see if they can fall in love with the sport.
That's a crossbar shot, keeping offense moving. Good pass.
The people in Texas want the sport to grow so much that they're coming over and making sure they have good coaches for their kids, because at the end of the day, if you don't have a good coach or a guy who knows about the game of lacrosse and how to coach it and teach kids that, it's only going to be a slower, a slower upbringing for that. So I think Texas is hungry, and that's why they came out and headhunted guys, and they're still doing that today, bringing guys from the East Coast who know the game and love the game and are passionate about the game, and they're bringing them to Texas, to grow their programs and also grow the sport in the communities around that. So.
For the 2024s, we're going to do the drill we do before the games. The ground ball into a 2-on-1, 3-4 ball.
Texas Oilers, we founded this year as our first year. And the whole goal of this was really to create something special, something that hasn't been done down here in the Dallas area by, top level coaching and training year round, and really making this an elite experience for these kids.
All right. Bring it up.
I think the warp is great for kids getting introduced to the game. Being able to have a piece of equipment where a kid can just pick it up right away and play with is definitely something that the game needed. And I think that was something from the equipment standpoint was hindering growth, was, I got to get this stick and now I got to string it. I don't know what to do with this. So now just being able to pick something up and go right to play with it is great.
Dallas Box Lacrosse started in 2014, and it was more of a whim. We wanted to start a men's league that was a little bit different over the winter. We didn't want to do field, and I really wanted to play box.
It helps you become a better field player. Instead of this huge field that you're used to playing on where you have this spread out offense, you now have 5 guys that are compact into this tiny area. Then just the skill that it takes to get through these picks and catch the ball, a lot of these skills translate to that. So if you want to call it, it's more of a blue-collar sport that helps kind of create grit.
Everything that's exciting about lacrosse is everything that you get in box lacrosse. It's everything we've looked for. It's a shot clock, it's hard hitting, it's a pace like no other. It's a different atmosphere.
Bringing the team to Dallas, they opened their arms to us and brought us in like we were one of theirs. When we made our announcement, the calls that we got right after from the clubs, from the programs around town, it was amazing, and it within a month we knew we were going to be successful.
The fans in the arena was kind of mind-blowing how powerful it was, how loud it was. Just the passion of the fan base here, I think, speaks to the history of sports in this part of the country, and certainly Dallas. How excited they were to have us in town was something that was really exciting to be a part of in the first year.
I think we all have a job. If you're playing the sport, you love the sport, you have a job to do, and that's spread it and make sure the next generation coming up is very prepared for it.
Exposure is the key. The more we can get out in the community, the more we can introduce the game to new people who might not have been exposed to it historically.
I think anytime you can give back to a program that you came up through, it means a lot. You know, always knowing where you come from and being able to give back, whether, you know, it's where you went to college or high school or played rec lacrosse. I know the young kids that are in that program now that look up to you, it means a lot.
You know, the college level, they're adding teams all the time. At the youth level, the high school level, adding programs. I think that's going to continue to expand. I think participation is going to continue to grow. The ability to produce content, social media is going to continue to help that. And so I see the game continuing to grow, and hopefully both, you know, at the youth levels through high school and into the pros, you know, continued expansion, new markets, new opportunities for athletes across the country to pick up a stick and play this game that we all love.